Okay, so today we're going to be trying something a little crazy on the Hyper MT Plus 2. As you can see, I've got a TP motor in there. That is a 1520 kV 4070, which is a 40mm by 107mm long 8S capable motor with a 5mm shaft. Paired up to that, I've got a HoBao Max 6, and I've got a cap pack strapped to the roll cage there. And then for steering, I've actually upgraded it to a JX 46 kilogram steering servo, which is right there. I've also had to change the servo horn because for some reason I couldn't put the stock one back in there. Now, this is capable of 8S, and it wasn't until I finished doing this build and changing everything over that I realized that this is actually the same power system that I used on the Crazy Chaos Reaper. Now, I've since put a 1650 kV HoBao motor in that truck. I'm running the same spec ESC, and I'm running the exact same servo. So interesting that that's actually happened the way that it's happened. But this one here is actually running a cap pack, which I'm yet to put on the Reaper. That pinion is actually the same pinion that's come out of the Creighton 8S. So I've managed to put that on there. It's a little bit wider, and it should hopefully hold on a little bit better in this truck. Alright, enough yapping. Let's see what this thing can do. Rightio, now we are starting this off on 6S. Now there's been a few changes done to this truck. I'm running I think 1 million in the center diff, but that doesn't seem to be enough, because I can't get the thing to wheelie still. I'm running a 46 kilogram steering servo. But what I'm noticing, and I've changed the shock oil as well, by the way, but what I'm noticing with this truck, and it was the same thing with the other Hyper trucks, is the very wide turning circle. You just can't get enough angle on those tires to really turn this properly. Man, this thing's a beast. So this is just 6S. We still have two more cells that we can explore. Lots of power, lots of grunt, and it's very fast. Capable of some incredible speed. I may need to turn down my brakes actually. Yeah, I need to turn down my brakes. I might actually go do that before we take it on the jumps, because there's a good chance I'm going to overcorrect this and just nose dart it constantly. Now for batteries, I'm running two 8000 milliamp 3S Ovonic packs. They are 50C, which should give me plenty of runtime, and obviously have plenty of power. But I've just got, my brakes are too strong, because you know what, this ESC was originally set up in the Limitless when I was doing my speed runs, and I had to turn the brakes up to be able to pull the car up. But for this environment, I need to turn them down. So I got the card here, so I might just go to the car and quickly tune that ESC before we take it on some jumps. But 6S, this thing is feeling pretty nice. Okay, brakes were about 50%, so I've dropped them down to 37.5, which I'm hoping is going to perform a little bit nicer. If you're hearing that fan, that is an amped RC fan that I got for the Max 6. I'll try and put a link in the video description for you, but these fans are bloody amazing. They come with a metal case, they have huge RPM, and as you can see, they sound really, really nice, and hopefully the blades won't break off like they normally do on my Max 6 and Max 8 ESCs. Okay, so as for the servo, you can see that the servo is actually working quite nicely. And as for power, just on here, you'll be able to see this a little bit. Still needs a little bit of steering trim. There you go. So this is on 6S still. Punch setting has been pushed up to 4. I haven't quite gone full punch setting. But that has got plenty of go. And if you squeeze on the power, this drives amazing just on 6S. I can't wait to try this on 8S. Oops. No, we're good, we're good. This is a different type of driving experience. It's so cool. Really cool truck. I have to say the Hyper MT Plus 2 is one that I'm probably going to be hanging on to for quite some time. Aside from like the crappy turning circle that it has, because it is an awful turning circle. It's just that those front wheels just don't turn anywhere near enough as they should. It's just a different driving experience. I can't make this up. So, in case anyone's wondering why I'm using the same system that's on the Chaos Reaper, it's a bit of a fluke, to be honest with you, right? So, the history with the Chaos Reaper is, and I'll just pause here for a second, just to give you a bit of a brief rundown. So that crazy Chaos Reaper build had the same motor in there, but there was no support for the motor. So when I was driving and bashing the truck, the front of the motor came apart from the cam. Because the screws that TP Motor use are really short. They're less than 10 millimeters. I think they're only like 8 or 6 millimeters long or something like that. So with all the jumping and everything, and given that the motor is 107 millimeters long and it's quite heavy, that leverage, that weight and that banging and landing and all that sort of thing, it caused the front of the motor to peel off. So I contacted them about it and they sent me another motor, but you know, at a discount. I still paid for it, but at least they gave me a discount on it. And yeah, I sold that original motor and kept this one. This one's been sitting in a drawer now for maybe a couple of years. I don't even remember how long it's been. And finally I decided, you know what? The original motor that this comes with is a 4074, but it has that ring around the motor for support. So I figured I'll throw this in there and, you know, now it's got support. The front of the motor shouldn't come off. So originally, as I said earlier, I ran it with the 150 amp ESC. And it was okay, but I could feel the ESC was struggling. There was a little bit of cogging and a little bit of going on. So I'm like, okay, well, what if I run a Max 6 ESC and put a cat pack on it, like what I'm doing right now? I should have nice, smooth acceleration. Now, originally I was planning to run this with 18-tooth pinion to try and get maximum speed out of it. But like I said, I broke that pinion, so now I've got a 17-tooth, which is the original Creighton 8S pinion that I got back in 2019, and yeah, it's running fine. You know, the thing's running really good. And then I got myself some fans from Amped RC for the ESC, and this thing is just feels dialed. You know, it's just a really nice truck to drive, and it's by pure fluke that I ended up getting all the same electrics, because when I ordered the servo, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've had this servo before, but I can't remember where I had it. And once I installed everything, I've gone, hang on, I think I've just put the entire running gear of my crazy Chaos Reaper in this truck. And to be honest, this is better suited here. Much better suited, because this is a heavier truck. Much heavier than the Reaper, believe it or not. I believe it's probably about the same weight, maybe. But I don't know, just the gearing and everything feels like it belongs here a little bit more. And I love the way this truck leans. I mean, Some people might not like that setup, but I like the way it leans into the turns and it squats a little bit and just behaves a bit differently. And it's big and burly and buff, and it's just such a cool truck. It is such a cool truck. I kind of want to get a clear body for it, so just put a different color body on this thing, just to be different from everything else on the internet. But man, and I want to change the wheels out as well, but the problem with this truck is that it comes with 20mm hexes, which is not a bad thing, but it kind of limits your options for tire change. Now, HoBao do sell a 17mm hex adapter option, but I'm not going to lie, it's freaking expensive. So I might have to bite the bullet and put a 17mm hexes on here just so I can run different tires. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So let's go on the big jump. Man, this thing. The more I drive this truck, the more I realize how much fun it is. Oh God. Oh, it just plowed through that. That was lucky. Any other car would have slammed into it and would have been dead. This thing just ran straight over it. So good. It's so good. This thing's insane. Yeah. Absolutely awesome truck. Absolutely awesome truck. It feels good, it feels torquey, it feels balanced. With the stock system, like, don't get me wrong, the stock system is very powerful. Oops. But it's very powerful for 1/8 scale cars. This car calls for more. It just calls for something better. And I think HoBao need to do a different power system for this truck. I think if anyone is planning on getting this, get the roller and then put in a, you know, mid 1500, 15 to 1700 kV motor, something around the 4082, 4092 size if you don't want to go TP power, of course. Oops. Oh, that just made it. Oh, that was unfortunate. Nah, I'm gonna have to go get it. It's in a ditch. I won't roll it out. Okay. But yeah, if you're gonna get one of these, my suggestion is get the roller, get your own electrics, because yeah. Oh, I switched off. That's a shame. Oh no, it didn't switch off. Oh, maybe one of the motor wires has come loose. Let's go have a look. Because I have steering. All right, we've done some damage here. Something has happened. Let's find out what we've done. Yeah, so one of the motor wires has come off, which is what I suspected. But look at my shock. There it is there. The rod end on the shock has broken. It's actually pulled out. So that's the end of this run. Which is a bit of a shame, but yeah, I'll need to plug that in. I'll need 2 hands for that. I don't think I can do that with 1 hand. The pinion is held on. The fan, as you can hear, is sounding pretty awesome. But you can see that support in the motor there. The motor itself, it's got a little bit of heat to it. Probably, I might even mount a fan on the motor as well. We'll see how that goes. So the cat pack, which was originally used in my Limitless, has got some extra bullets and extra things here because I was using batteries in parallel, so that's why it's connected like that. But it works. And yeah, it's just a shame about that rod end. I was really enjoying this truck. God damn it, always one tiny little bit of plastic breaks and that's the end of your run. So, oh well, what do you do? Such is the life of an RC reviewer, I guess. And that is it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.